So my name is Keyon Clinton. I'm born and raised from Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. Listen, East Side, 7 Mile and Hoover, red zone. I'm like that, okay? Jesus. Listen, I'm from the East Side. I get off this stage. Don't play with me. Listen, I'm from the infamous zip code of 48205. And people ask me all the time, Keyon, why do you say your zip code is infamous? Because in the last decade, 48205 has made it on the top 10 worst listed neighborhoods to live in the United States of America. They say kids from this zip code are going to struggle in elementary, middle, and high school. They're going to involve themselves in drugs, violence, physical activity at an early age. By the age of 21, they will have anywhere between 1 to 3 children, and by the age of 25, they will have a criminal background or dead. Now, I stand before you all at the age of 33, letting you know that I'm a proud product of 48205, amen? Amen. All right, listen, let's clap that thing up. I got my degree from Michigan State University, electrical engineering, in 7 long years. I was a senior, then I was a super senior, then I was an extended senior. Okay, and then my 7th year, I got a letter from the president that said, if you don't graduate, we're gonna kick you up out this thing, okay? Now, the reason why that is important because I went to 13 graduations before I crossed that stage. And what that taught me was you gotta have patience in your process so that you can appreciate your progress. Do y'all hear me? You gotta have patience in the process so you can appreciate your progress. You gotta get to a place where you can clap for other people while they're winning because you don't know how many losing seasons they had before it happened, amen? So we're talking about going deeper today, okay? I'm not gonna spend too much time because I know y'all wanna get to them pretty drinks in the back and the good pictures in the back. So I'm gonna give y'all 4 things I want you to take away. 4 quick things. They say when you're younger, you look like your parents. I say when you get older, you look like the decisions you made in life. It's time to put our thinking caps on today. I'm not here to play with y'all. If you never heard of me before, I'm about to hit your soul in a different kind of way. The first thing I want you to ask yourself is, what are you rooted in? What are you rooted in? We're talking about going deeper. I remember having a mentee from a high school back home in Detroit. I got 3 simple rules. Number 1, you'll always respect me because I'll give you the respect you deserve. Number 2, you will not curse in front of me because I believe that as a black man, as a young black man, you got to learn how to articulate yourself in a way that people will respect you. And then the third thing, no fighting. Absolutely. If you fight, I don't want to be a mentor no more because you got to have self-control. I get to school one day. I said, where's my mentee? He's not in our office. He had a fight. He came in the room and he's mad. I said, so tell me what happened because you know my rule number 3 is if you fight, this contract is over. He got to talking, this boy coming in, he's been talking about me, he's been picking on me, and I'm sick of it, man. He's throwing dirt on my name, and I'm sick of it. I said, well, sir, you a seed. And the very first thing that happened to a seed is it got to get planted in the ground. So if your mind thinking that you're getting buried because people are throwing dirt on your name, you mad because somebody stabbed you in the back, you mad because you didn't get the promotion, you're trying to figure out why are you in this dark, deep place, because in order for that seed to grow, it got to get planted in the right soil. Okay, that's the very first thing that happened. What are you rooted in? What are your habits? What are your routines? That's where you win. You don't win in the outcome, you win in the process. And just like a tree through all 4 seasons, whether the tree got fruit on it, whether the tree got just branches on it, whether the leaves are beautiful or not, at the end of the day, in all 4 seasons, the tree still stands tall because it knows what it's rooted in. If you get to a place in your life where life hits you hard, and you think you got to just change direction, how can you go deeper? If you're in a space where the word no scares you, how can you go deeper? Let me give y'all this. No stands for next opportunity. I've been told no my whole life. And I said, well, you know what? I can't get it from you, but I can go get it from someone else. And if you don't believe me, there's 8 billion people in this world. Don't let one person no scare you from the 8 billion yeses out here, okay? That's the first thing. Listen to me. The second thing I want to hit y'all with, second thing, number 2, real quick. The preparation, we're talking about going deeper here. The preparation has to be longer than the performance. The preparation has to be longer than the performance. How many of y'all in the room know Beyonce? She said, I woke up like this. That's a lie. She worked up to this. She didn't wake up like this. She has one of the greatest performances. It's called Coachella. I'm sure you all seen it. It's a 4-hour performance. They practice 6 months for a 4-hour performance. Over 5,000 hours of preparing, of rehearsing, of traveling, of staying on their diet. 5,000 hours for a 4-hour performance. So my question is, how long are you preparing for what God has for you? Because if your name is on it, and if he said you are more than a conqueror, if you're beautifully and wonderfully made, and if it has your name on it, it's already yours. The question is, are you prepared for the opportunity when it presents itself to you? Because if you're going to go deeper, you got to have honor in your craft. As men in the room, I see all 5 and 6 of you. At the next one, you need to be listening to me. At the next one, you need to tell all your homeboys, y'all missed out. Because how is it that as men who's supposed to be leaders, right? We supposed to be the ones who can lead. If we got the front and our queens got our backs, why aren't we doing the same thing as preparing to be better fathers, preparing to be better husbands, preparing to be better brothers? These are the things we have to focus on so that when they see us, they want to see you on the news anyway. Just give them something good to see. They want to write about you in the blogs anyway. Just give them something good to see. At 9 years old, I started selling drugs. At 9 years old. I've been an entrepreneur all my life. Do you hear me? I figured y'all would like that one. So as an award-winning international speaker and a best-selling author, 17 countries, 35 states, made the Forbes list, just received the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from the White House. I'm 33 years old. And although people see the performance, the last 10, 20 years of my life, I've been preparing for these moments. Do you hear me? Number 3, I'm going to get out your way. I got 2 more. Number 3, and this is one of my favorites here. This is one of my favorites here. The relationships that you build. The tribe that you have with you is going to take you as far as you need to go. You don't believe me. I see some of your faces. I ain't see that head shake over there. King, listen to me. Jesus was the only perfect human being to grace this earth, and he had 12. If Jesus had 12 and he was perfect, how many do you have? No new friends, change your mindset. My circle this small, change your mindset. But when we talk about relationships, we're talking about deep, fruitful, meaningful relationships, right? How do we do that? Number 1, you got to build potluck relationships. We gonna feast when you sit at my table, but you got to bring something too. Don't forget that potluck style. All of these women up here added value to that book. All of them women's stories had so much power in it. And if they would have stood alone and did it, it still would have been powerful. But if you go together, if you build a tribe, you will go further at every single time. Also, too, let me flip it to the other side. Because, see, I'm real big on trimming the fat. I'm a 2-time award-winning bodybuilder. That means when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you produce better results in life. Do y'all hear me? I also like wearing nice tailor suits. Y'all think I look good today? Y'all think I look good? All right now. Listen, when it comes to relationships, I want to give you this because we got such a big heart. Don't mistake the length of a relationship with the strength of the relationship. Because you don't get stronger lifting dead weight. You still don't believe me. I see your face over there. Okay. The next time you go to a funeral and them pallbearers are taking that casket to the grave, they are not smiling. They are not happy because you don't get stronger lifting dead weight. And if we can be honest, if we want to go deeper, we got to let go of some of the things that we've been holding on to for too long. You can't pour from an empty cup. We hear that all the time. I shift that thinking. You also can't pour from a filled cup either. Some of us are so filled with past hurt, past emotions, past relationships. That relationship been dead. I know you've known her for 30 years, Queen, but it's time to let that thing go. That's my day 1. It's a new day. Do you hear me? All right, and then number 4, the last thing I want to give you before I get out here, because we're talking about going deeper, my God. I'm known as the execution coach. I help you execute at the highest level through 3 simple things: structure, systems, and strategy. And one of the things I've learned, because I talk to people all over the world, execution is not in just the building, it's in the believing. Execution is not in the building, it's in the believing. Your belief system is the first system you got to master. Because if you don't believe, you'll never become. Do y'all hear what I'm getting you to see? Some of us are sitting here saying, if I just build the team, if I just build the business, if I just build the things around me, I'll grow to the next level. But you don't even believe in the thing you building. 98% of the people who say I want to be a millionaire don't believe it. This is facts. But it's interesting to me because I meet people all over the world and they tell me, I just don't know if I can do it. I'm not sure if I got the resources to do it, when my God said you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are more than a conqueror. That means that you're not only going to win today, but you're going to win again and again and again. If this is what the words say, as believers, how are we still walking around with a fearful mindset? I got a question for you as I'm getting ready to come to a close. When you die, do you want an obituary or a documentary? I told y'all I ain't come here to play with y'all today. Do you hear me? Do you want an obituary or a documentary? Because see, the obituary, it's cute on the day of. And then when they see it again, they start to cry because they feel like they lost something. It's painful every time they see that obituary. But in order to get a documentary, that means you left something behind. Do you hear me? That means that you have impacted enough people. You poured enough value into the lives of other folks so that they are ready to live and take every single thing that you gave them. When you get out of here, we are on borrowed time. I'm not afraid of death when I know I've been living in my purpose every single day. Do you hear me? That's going deep. And as I'm getting ready to close, in 2017, I was making $90,000 as a full-time electrical engineer. I was speaking in stadiums all over. 50,000 people, standing ovations. They screaming, Keyon Clinton, 1% better. And I was homeless, sleeping in my car. I said, God, I'm so confused right now. Am I the only one here? I'm so confused. I just got a standing ovation in front of 50,000 folks. And I'm sleeping in my car in the same breath. And God said, Keyon, that's because you're so focused on the big things that you keep overlooking the little stuff. I said, God, if I can just get a little bit better every single day of my life, I'll be satisfied. And he birthed 1% better inside of me. And I said, if I can get 1% better every single day, I'll be satisfied. 17 countries later, 35 states later. Do you hear me? Millions of people later. 1% at a time. This is how you go deeper. 1% at a time. This is how you get stronger. 1% at a time. This is how you build the book. 1% at a time. This is how you tell your story. 1% at a time. Don't get this confused. And if you need some practical application, 1% is 15 minutes out of your day. So if you're going to sit here and tell me, Keyon, I don't got 15 minutes to add value into who I am or who I'm becoming, you hustling backwards. Because your mentors, your idols, Barack Obama, the president of the world, had 15 minutes to add value to him. Oprah had 15 minutes to add value to her. Your coach, Dr. Swinney, had 15 minutes to add value to her so that she can put on this event for all of us to be able to grow. Do you hear me? I need you all to understand Psalms 23, 4 and 5. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Do you hear me? That's 4. Number 5 is I know you prepared a table for me in front of my enemies. Let me break this down real quick. Before you can get to the table, my God, before you can get to the meal, before you can get to the prize, before you can get to the success, you got to go through the valley. So when we talk about deeper women and deeper men, you got to get ready to go through some stuff to get what God got for you. And while you in the valley, don't be afraid, because his rod going to protect you. His staff going to protect you. So when you're ready to get to that table, just know the season you're in right now is building you for the freedom that's on the way. Thank y'all for having me. I'm Keyon Clinton.